Welcome to the Sandbox, the #1 podcast for Sandbox gamers and hardcore PvP action. But be warned, viewer discretion is advised. And now your hosts, Bullet, Twink, and Nate Trial.
And Wretched. Welcome to episode, sorry for the smooth transition there. Welcome to episode number 50. I always forget how we're supposed to do that anyway. So anyway, today we have with us, today's our 50th episode. We started this podcast, me and Quint and Wretched, back June 27th, 2011. So that's over 3 years ago. We've got 50 casts. So 3 years, 50 casts. Let's do some math. We don't cast a lot.
That equals slackers.
Yeah.
Slackers.
Yeah, right?
We've had moments, we've had times where we were like every week or every other week.
When we first started.
Yeah.
That was it.
When we cared a lot. But no, we brought Wretched back for our 50th cast just because.
We need someone to make fun of.
Yeah.
A good one.
So this is our 50th cast. We keep saying that we're going to cast regularly, and that hasn't happened, and mostly because it's summertime now and everyone's traveling and doing things, vacations.
You're not doing anything. You're lazy.
Playing games. No. So we're going to try to get on track like we always say we are. And but, there's some games that we have that are coming out that we're going to be playing, and that'll help us get on track. So because we haven't talked to him in a long time, and before I want to talk to Wretched here real quick, I'm just going to mention that Wretched has 2,728 hours in Left 4 Dead 2. Are you any good at it?
No. I played bots on easy mode and we still lose.
So we
all the time.
We haven't talked to you in about 2 years, right?
About.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
we've talked, but we haven't had you on the podcast. So, what have you been playing? I want to know every game you've been playing.
Every single game. Well, I went to Washington for a while when actually Leavenworth worked there, so that was fun.
What's that?
Back living with my parents, though. But only temporarily. It's all good. So, games I've been playing. Shit. We check my Steam list. I've been getting back into Diablo 3 quite a bit.
So have I.
I haven't played that game in about a year though.
Is his
Leave it to Wretched to go robot right when the show starts.
It's sounding great. Yeah. That's all right. So you've been playing a lot of Diablo 3. You've been playing on the PC, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Are you playing the seasons?
Yeah. Actually, hardcore barbarian, level 53, I think. Kind of just playing a couple hours a day. So
nice.
Then I've been playing Warframe. It's okay. You play it for a few weeks and you take a break.
Warframe is interesting for about an hour, then it's not.
Yeah, it's a game
That's on the
kind of the
PS4.
same thing.
That's on PS4,
Run through
right?
the corridor, right?
Yeah.
And next corridor, then the next corridor. It's like competitive.
Hey, Quint, did you turn our cameras on the stream?
Yes.
Okay. I must be locked up. Never mind. Okay, so restart.
And then other games, ArcheAge, been playing that.
Yeah, I played some of that with you last few weeks or a few months.
Watch Dogs, that was a disaster.
Hey, Wretched, what do you think about ArcheAge or ArcheAge, whatever? Because that was on the first time we talked about that game was on our very first episode years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, jeez.
What do you think about it?
It's good. I think it's a nice mix between Sandbox and theme park.
So yeah, well, let's talk about ArcheAge in a minute because I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah. Other than that, it's Starbound, 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, that's a good one.
A lot of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. Why do you play so much Left 4 Dead 2?
I have no idea. It's just I'm bored. Gonna play Left 4 Dead.
Are you excited for Evolve?
Maybe we'll see how it goes.
Not enough zombies.
I don't know. It's gonna be a nice change, but 5 players, it's gonna be kind of weird. But it could be fun.
Yeah, it's going to
We'll
be
see
like
how it is.
one monster against 4 players, right?
Hmm.
Yep,
I don't know, I'm
yep.
kinda
Looks
looking
pretty good,
forward to that.
so it's gonna be fun. Hopefully.
Cool. Well, Wretched's back, and he's going to join us on our conversations as we go through this cast. We haven't cast. I think our last cast was in early July, so it's been a while for us
Wow.
as well. So, Nate, what have you been playing?
So, I'm watching the Sims 4 trailers and all the footage up to the release, and I pretty much have talked myself out of it 20 times.
Yeah.
But I haven't, like, I skipped Sims 3 entirely. I bought it for my ex-wife. She played it a bunch, and I didn't play it at all with her. I played The Sims 2 a crap ton. I played The Sims 1 a bunch, back when it came out in 2000. So 4 comes out, and I buy it day one. And that's the only day I played it.
Oh my god.
I know that Butch bought it, and he actually returned it. I don't know how, but
Well, that's really cool, actually, because Origin gives you a 24-hour return period, unlike Steam.
That's good. Well, they got to do something because
they
a whole lot
suck.
else.
Well, so I think it's a good game. It's kind of a really basic Sims game. Seems like it's more basic than some past releases, but it's a good base, I think. Although it goes back to loading screens.
what do you mean? It's like, I mean, what do you do in that game? Is it like a dollhouse?
You make families.
I mean, don't
Naked
you
in
already
hot
have?
tubs.
Don't you already have an adult life?
If you played Sims before in the past, it's nothing new. It's exact same formula.
No, I
It's
How
haven't.
much
just as
DLC
addicting as
on day one does it have?
I didn't buy the collector's edition, which came with shit.
Oh, so you didn't spend $70?
No, I spent 60. Like, it's so much better.
Oh, you should have just splurged.
Right.
You should have paid more for the game you're never going to play.
But, like in Civilization 4 or 5 or whatever, like 4 times game, you go on that one more turn to get further in your map and get to the end game. Sims is a similar concept. It taps in that part of your gaming brain where you're trying to get your guy one more little level so he's better at his job, so you have more friends. I don't know. Same thing.
Sounds fucking horrible.
The,
So you get, I gotta wait. I gotta log on a little bit longer. I have to get my clothes out of the laundry machine in the game.
the only
Is that it there?
Right.
Is
The
there
only-
a laundry machine in the game? Go ahead, Quint.
I would
Sorry.
say the only Sims game that looked even remotely interesting to me was when they did the medieval one. Wasn't there like a wizard and stuff?
Yeah,
in
that
there?
one was
Like-
not good.
Oh.
When they tried to take the formula and tie it to like a questing system.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I never played it, but it looked interesting.
I was gonna play it, then I
Xbox
figured I'd have to punch myself in the face if I played
Yeah,
that.
every time I've ever gotten the urge to play Sims, I just go reactivate my Ultima Online account.
Yeah. You know what? I can almost see, and I'm not picking on you, Nate. I mean, I am, but I mean, whatever. I can almost see playing Second Life before Sims because at least you're interacting with people, albeit
Real people.
they're perverts or something. But,
Creepy
Anyway.
people online, yeah.
so what else have
I
you
mean,
been playing? Go ahead.
So I'm done with Sims. It's an alright game. I'll go back to it. I kind of want to get in ground one, so when the expansions come out, I'm not going. I probably go back and play Sims 3 now. There's like 20 expansions and $200 worth of shit.
Does it have online capabilities? Like, can you go to other people's games and check out what they've been doing or anything like that?
Nope,
Oh.
not that I can tell. No,
You
I
can
think
maybe
you can sell things to a marketplace and buy things. I think
Hmm.
I literally have played this game 4 hours total so far.
Okay.
So,
Good investment.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Alright.
I do have 200 something games on Steam. I rarely buy shit I play.
That's
All
why
right,
if you
so-
have the rule of only buying multiplayer games, you can't go too far off.
That's true. I don't follow that rule ever. So on the Xbox 360 for sale, they had Final Fantasy 13-2 and Final Fantasy Lightning Returns.
Mhm.
So the last 2 games for the 360 or the last gen console version. So I missed those entirely. I picked up 13-2 and then went to GameStop and bought 13. And everyone says it's awful, and it kind of is, because you're basically going down a long linear corridor, and I think I'm 15 hours in. I'm still going down corridors with little offshoots to get.
Is there
treasure
much?
chests.
Is there much variety in like selection on what skills you choose and stuff?
So you control your main guy. The other members, you don't really control, but you do level their classes almost like MMO classes, and they have several classes per character. This is when I started getting into it.
Yeah.
So you can like go into the fight, and then you change everyone's role based on the situation. And it's a good story. So I don't know how that continues with the rest of them.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm glad go ahead.
I'm like 35 hours into it, something like that. I just got to the part where like eventually it opens up. You get the world and you can go travel around, do all different stuff. There's a bunch of side missions and all kinds of stuff that you can do. I liked it. I mean, I there was a lot of hate because, yeah, I mean, it is 30 hours of just straight, point A to point B through the whole thing. But at least it's a good story. It keeps you engaged.
I think it's offset a little bit because the story is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then supposedly 13.2, it's all wide open.
Okay.
So if I get through 13, then 13.2 will be all wide open.
So are these all single player? You can't do a co-op or anything?
No, it's just like an old school Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I'm proud to say it, but I've never ever played any Final Fantasy games ever. Not a one.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I played the 2 MMOs. I played one on like the PlayStation, the original PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was, but it was horrible because it was like kind of a sappy story. I don't know.
They're all sappy stories.
Yeah.
It's always like big-eyed,
it is funny.
kids
Mm-hmm.
sitting on, with a, I don't know. Fable was kind of that way too. I like Fable a little bit better, but
Fables. I played the first Fable, but not the second or third.
Yeah, they're
one.
coming out with like the
Whatever number they
remastered.
are.
They're coming out with
Yeah,
I
Fable
might
it's-
actually get that. Actually,
It's already out.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Okay, cool.
oh,
Yeah.
the remaster. I thought they're coming out with a new Fable though, aren't they?
Well,
Anniversary edition or
No, like a total-
Peter Molyneux's gone, so now they have their next Fable is a party Fable.
It's like it's kind of like that one we were just talking about, right? With the 4 and the 1. It's like there's like a
Evolved.
dungeon master, and then
All four
yeah.
of us would play together, and you go through like big bosses and stuff.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I saw it on the E3 trailer. I don't know.
I just rebought Fable 2 for my son. He wanted to get it. Fable. I love Fable 2. 3 is really short. You beat 3 in like, I don't know, one sitting.
Oh wow.
Wow. Yeah.
So when it came out, it wasn't really worth it.
Every time I play one of those, it's like I get about an hour into it, and it's like I should be playing an MMO because I don't know.
Right.
I feel like I'm wasting my time because I'm not. I don't know. Because when I get
Playing a
cool shit, I
multiplayer
can't
game.
show it to anyone. Maybe I don't know what it is.
Exactly.
Well,
All
back
right.
on topic. I mean, JRPGs are what they are. Every couple months, I get an itch to play one, so I buy one or fire up an old one and play it. That's all this is. What I've been doing more is tons of Minecraft again. So if I'm not playing on our server with our guild that we set up, I'm on the Xbox for the kids. So I can't get away from it. The second I log off the computer, they want me to play it on the Xbox. I think last weekend we built a whole new town on the Xbox, and then our brand new server with our guild kicked in Thursday.
That's
last-
the PC one, right? Yeah. So
the PC, yeah. So we got full-on mod packs. The mod pack we went with was Test Please Ignores new mod packs. The same guys, sort of, from Eve. Basically a Reddit community built this mod pack. And what they did is they completely balanced all the 180 mods with their own like layer on top of it. So
Sounds pretty good.
yeah, now like no one tier or branch is better than the other. You could go like rush to lava power, which is you get a ton of power from a really easy, almost early game. Now that's like more mid game, so it's not really harder. I'm not finding it like that. It's just some of the old things you would do you can't do. It just seems more balanced, and also I think as a result, it's supposed to like feel like a cohesive mod pack rather than the last server ROM, which just felt like 200 mods thrown together and nothing in a really.
Yeah.
Shit just gets wonky.
Yeah, I used to run a Minecraft server too, and like the balance issue was a huge issue because like there's just obviously some like just branches of technology that are just way better and just no other need for like half the mod packs.
You're
But-
right. So this is really cool. Yeah, I mean this is through JFF, Wretched. So if you want to play
Okay.
all the details,
Yeah,
on-
definitely, yeah. until
Like-
ArcheAge comes out, anyways.
Hey, I got a
Yeah,
question
yeah,
about Minecraft on the console. Is that split screen or is it just single player?
It's both. So what I found out when I first bought it, I didn't have an HDTV,
Uh-huh.
but I do now. So back then it wouldn't split screen, so I thought it was only single player. But the second I got the HDTV a couple years ago, it split screen.
Because I just bought it for
It's
the PlayStation 4
horrible,
for the
though.
kids, and we just bought it this weekend. It just launched, and I turned it on. I didn't see any multiplayer capabilities.
No, it's full multiplayer. It's actually
Maybe it's because I got to turn on the other
you.
controller.
Because like we play, I call my brother. He hops on our game. We hop on his game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's cross-platform on the
No,
console.
I don't
I don't
think
think
so.
I don't think it's no, not at all.
Nah. But I played on the Xbox and it was really limited compared to what PC get.
Well, that's,
Yeah.
that's everything, man.
Yeah.
well, it's vanilla Minecraft. Although I think it's up to like 1.3, 1.4.
I haven't played it in
The-
years. Like
Controller wise,
2,
it plays
3 years.
perfectly fine with the controller.
Yeah.
There's not an issue with the controller. Sometimes trying to read the small stuff on the screen when it's split screens, like when like me and my two kids are on.
Mhm.
So it's got the 4 quadrants, whatever. You can't read shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. We played that just because I'm talking about the kids' games. We also bought the Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare.
Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah.
They
Anyways,
love
so what else you been playing?
So, in preparation for football season, this makes no sense.
Did you
I
buy
resubbed-
Madden?
No, I
Oh.
almost did. I resubbed to EVE Online.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know
Yeah,
what
all-
he's gonna say.
Okay.
So my
Football fans
plan
play
is-
Game Online.
Yeah, and Eve plays for you, right? No, I'll have TV over here, and I got 2 monitors. I'm gonna get a third one maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and I have my 2 mining guy. I have an Orca pilot and a mining barge pilot, and basically I'll mine while watching all my fantasy football and football games.
So basically, Eve is still the best game to play while not playing.
I'm telling you, Nick, you should start mining Immortal instead of Eve because with the patch coming to Mortal, it's Mortal
So I think you may be right. I have 6 days to resub
to Mortal.
and- No, to Eve.
Oh, okay.
And I have to sub 2 accounts. If I go to Mortal, I can sub 1 and
But
use
you don't
3
even
of my-
have to sub to Mortal. You can just mine. I mean, you can have a level.
No, I want to
6
sub because I want to get that miner like all the way jacked with.
Okay. But
I
I
may
mean,
do it.
even if you don't sub, you could still go out there and chop stone. You know what I mean? Hit stone for
Right.
or wood. You know, obviously, if you're gonna do a slag haul, you're gonna want to do stone. But I don't know. Just a thought. I mean, you don't have to be sub to gather iron ore because you
So
can have
I
a donkey.
thought about like going full on Eve, but the problem with that was like none of you guys play it. ArcheAge is coming, so rather than that, me and my dad played every now and then. We'll do a couple mining ops, and then that's about it. So to Mortal Online though, we've been playing that because we had a month or two before. Well, actually, we didn't know when ArcheAge was going to launch, so we wanted to get in all of our full loot PvP games because obviously ArcheAge is not full loot. So
Nor is it really a sandbox, but we'll talk about that later.
I also got into Mortal Online same time as Eve, and cool. It came with us. Our buddy Butch came with us. Gumber, another one of our buddies for a little bit. Found a pretty cool guild. Although they were like Eve's version of Not Red, Don't Shoot. I don't. What's it in Mortal?
So what they are? Yeah, they don't kill people who aren't red unless you're at war with them. So they're anti PK, whatever you want to call it. So which was fine because they were good group guys. They helped us out a lot. But if we got to the point where we were ready to go out and fight, we would probably have to switch guilds.
But they had
there's
a lot
plenty
of
of
PvP happening though.
Yeah, there's plenty of fighting without going out and ganking a newbie. You know what I mean? There's plenty of fighting. If you go out to the Minotaur cave or to any of the other caves, you're gonna have PvP. So I
They seemed
didn't
all
find-
right at PvP too. They didn't seem to be completely awful at it.
No, so I want to go back with those guys when we return. Anyway, I'll let you finish your list here, though.
So I'm going to say, this is like one of my favorite games to play. If I didn't keep getting dragged to other stuff,
Mortal.
yeah, Mortal Online.
Yeah.
I think seems like a bad timing because with ArcheAge coming out, there's no way I can get fully invested into it.
You know what? I agree. I think Mortal has come so far in the, Wretched, you and I played that at launch. I don't. Wait, push to talk.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, wrong button. I was pushing my TeamSpeak push to talk. So, anyways, how is Mortal? I haven't played that game in like 2 years or so, man.
Some of the things that we didn't like about Mortal are still there. Like some of the jankiness is still there, but
like the bugs that the game doesn't work.
Far fewer. There's so much cool stuff coming that's there now, and there's so much stuff coming right away, and there's so much stuff coming in the future. Remember how there's that whole other concept?
Everything that's coming in the future with that game is the problem.
No,
the future never comes.
They've actually implemented a lot of cool stuff, though.
They have.
Yeah.
So I have
list a few. I have not even.
So
horse peeing.
No, they got rid of it.
That's actually gone.
They took that out.
Yeah, no.
They took it out. Really? Oh, best feature.
So I created a mage, a domination mage. Did you ever mess with domination? So they opened up. Okay, we'll talk. Let's let Nate get through this because I got a lot to say about Mortal. So I want to.
I think you just roll into yours.
Because we're gonna talk a lot about Mortal. We're gonna talk a lot about ArcheAge.
Yeah, because my next game is ArcheAge, but we can hit that at the end.
Okay, so Quint.
Yeah.
We haven't actually gamed with Quint much lately.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think he's really busy with
being a pussy.
No, with
Can we say that on here?
Whatever, who cares? No, I've been, dude, I haven't like going crazy with work, but no, I've been gaming too. Just not, I don't know. I haven't had the whole online gaming itch for a while. I've actually, I started playing LA Noire. I don't know if you guys have ever played that.
I haven't played it. I know what it is.
Oh,
I think I bought it. I can't remember if I
dude,
did or not.
that game is badass. Like,
you like it?
Oh, I love it. So I like GTA. And I was hanging out with a dude a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how his favorite game, because we were talking about like sandbox games, in console sandbox games. He was telling me how his favorite game is Red Dead Redemption.
It's a good game.
I've never played it. I'm waiting for. Supposedly it's coming out for the PC someday. I don't know.
I played it.
I'm waiting.
I would buy it for the 360 because that was years ago.
Yeah.
LA Noire is on sale right now on Steam for $4.99.
Okay,
hold on.
Buy it.
Well, let me get. I'll tell you about it, and if you like it, you could buy it. So I started looking into more Rockstar games because I'm a little bit tired of Grand Theft Auto 4 and one Grand Theft Auto 5 when it comes out on the PC. So I just looked into it. I was like, yeah, I might as well check it out. So I bought it, and I became obsessed with it, like just playing marathon day-long play sessions. It's sort of like a mix between, I don't know if you ever played the point-and-click mystery adventure games from like the 90s, like the Sierra games, like Shivers.
Like SWAT?
I never played SWAT.
Jesus.
Police Quest?
Like Myst or something. Or not really
Yeah.
Myst, but like Seventh Guest, things like that.
Roger Wilco or...
Maybe King's Quest, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Where you figure stuff out.
Quint names the super popular ones. I don't know what the hell cool it's naming.
I'm naming the ones that were really popular about 10 years prior to the ones that he's named.
So
You guys are old, dude.
It's set in the
90s,
1940s, right? And you play a detective, and basically you're kind of working your way through the ranks of the LA Police Department, and they recreated 1940s downtown LA. It's awesome, and it's huge, a big giant world. You can drive around, do all kinds of stuff. So it's sort of like a pseudo sandbox, but in terms of console sandboxes. But the mysteries, man, it's like it's a case by case, and it's done in a very, Humphrey Bogart movie style, black and white, 1940s mystery films, And so you'll show up, and there'll be like a dead lady, and you're talking to the guys like, yeah, we got this dead woman. She's an actress, whatever, this and that. So then you have to go examine the body. You're walking around the crime scene. You're looking for clues, and then you eventually that leads to you interrogating suspects based on the clues you found. And the whole point of it is to, like, while you're interrogating these people, you watch their facial expressions while you're doing it, because it's got this really good motion capture for faces.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it
was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And so you have to ask questions, and then you have to pick whether you think they're telling the truth, whether you think they're lying, or if you doubt it. If you pick they're lying, you have to have something in your little evidence book to back up why you think it's a lie. And it just becomes this real addicting game of puzzle solving is what it is. I became obsessed. It's awesome.
Makes me want to play not that, but go sub the Secret World.
Yeah, it's kind of like that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause the investigation quest.
I don't think
in
you
Secret
have to
World.
sub to it though. You can just play it. Maybe we'll
Oh yeah.
jump in after the cast, see if it's worth playing.
Me and Cool
I don't
think
know.
alike. You were talking about a
I've
single
never
player
even
game.
played
I
that.
immediately jumped to
yeah.
MMO.
So yeah, but I've been burnt out on multiplayer for a while. But so anyways, that's an awesome game. If it sounds interesting for $4.99, I would absolutely buy it.
All right, well, I'll add that to my list of things to buy and never play.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
Steam library.
Mhm. So the other thing I was playing with you guys a little bit was some Firefall. I
Yeah.
tried to play it. It's cool. It's good to
How
hop in.
is that game? Like I
I'm
played
gonna
that
talk-
thing
I'm gonna
from
talk a lot about
early
Firefall.
alpha,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like it was like good, but then just there's nothing to do.
Yeah, it
Well-
reminds me of it's like a shooter meets Champions Online. I mean, the questing system seems it's a lot of very generic quests that
What
you
was
go
that-
on, like go find my daughter, and you go rescue the daughter and bring her back.
What was that other game was similar to it? It was kind of like you and I played it, Wretched, where we were kind of like there's like the little missions you ran. The same guys who did
Global Agenda.
Global Agenda.
Yeah, that game. I haven't played that in a long time, dude. I remember playing that when we started this podcast.
Well, they
actually.
started
It was
Global
a while
Agenda.
ago.
It was all locked down. Then they opened it up into an open world. So
Then
Firefall is
they
more like-
abandoned it.
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't even know if you could still play that. I'm not sure.
I'm sure you could. I mean, but yeah, it's that's what Firefall reminded me of, like a more open world Global Agenda.
I like Global Agenda,
Mhm.
the open world part. Yeah.
Yeah.
My issues with Firefall, and I don't blame the game. I think it's just the class I picked. So I made a Nighthawk or something like that.
You made like a recon, yeah.
It's the sniper
Yep.
class, right?
But I'll tell you what, man, those sniper classes own after when you hit max level.
I can imagine. But solo questing, I have the hardest time. You know, it's a pain in the ass. But when we were doing the thumper missions, like we was like 3 of us out there,
Yeah.
and it's I'm just sitting way the hell off to the side, up on a hill, and just picking things off. That's fun to me. That was awesome. So. mhm.
It was
Yeah.
a good game. I'm going to talk more about that. I don't know if we should just talk about it. Let's just talk about it now. So Firefall, I jumped in there. I played back when I remember Wretched was the first to get in the beta, like 5
It
years
was
ago.
a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah, I got
And-
in too back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
So-
in it like 2 or 3 years ago.
I got in about that time, like 2 or 3 years ago, and at first it was kind of cool because it was like you go out and you thump, which is like mining, whatever, and you get these certain materials. There was a lot of different materials, and then you would take those materials along with some crystite, which is like their gold or whatever, and you would like put it in little pieces of your suit. So your suit, like, okay, so I want to work on my jump jets. So in order to get my jump jets, I need to have this much stuff. I need to have, there's some other little requirements.
All
but
that's gone.
But I need this material, and the material's over there, and I got to go over there. All that stuff's gone. Now it's
Really?
levels. You just level.
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah, that's right.
you
Yeah,
still get materials to build stuff, but there's like 5 materials. You know what I mean? It's not.
really. Wow. I remember back when I first started playing, it was like they would drop weapons and gear and stuff.
They
They
still
got-
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Or do they? Okay.
But I mean, and I'm not complaining about the way it
Yeah,
is.
I still think this is the best version of the game I played.
I don't know.
The
I li-
3 versions.
I think that the way it was before, there wasn't levels, so you just kind of like, I don't know, whatever. But the way it is now is the way we have it. So you go
Yeah.
out and you quest and you level, and you just level to the max level. And I leveled, like me and Butch just hit level 40 as fast as possible. We get there, and so we get there, and then there's a whole new open world PvP area. And the way it works is it's kind of like PlanetSide. It's like you get there, and then you go to this like PlanetSide place where there's all these bases and these little sub bases, and you take them over by killing the generators and knocking out the solar panels, whatever.
That's pretty cool.
And it
Yeah,
was
the
cool.
reason we did this because they added in thumping in that area, and it ties into the territory control.
Right.
So you have to own the area, then you thump, then you have to keep it for a length of time to get the materials.
So
It kind of
that's
adds
pretty
a
cool.
reason to
Yeah.
hold the land.
But the problem
That's
is, and I plan on going back to the game. The problem is it didn't work. You know, we get there and like one time I solo took over every base, like just me took over every single base in the whole PvP zone. And another time we went there and we couldn't take over the bases because some of the objectives were bugged. And I don't know. And then most people aren't doing the base. They're not doing the PvP. They're sitting in, I forget the name of the area. They're like the last level, like the level 40 area, and they're just thumping. So
Yeah, they didn't. There's not a specific resource or a heavy enough concentration in the PvP zone to even make it worth it.
So
game looks
they gotta
great.
put something there.
Yeah.
the game looks great. The game plays great. And as far as I'm concerned, it just needs a little bit more time in the oven. Not that it hasn't had a lot of time, but you know, it needs to have. It needs to. They need to work out some stuff to do. It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if there was like, okay, well, we're, you know, the 5 of us are going to go out, the 4 of whatever. We're going to go out. I'm including Butch in this, I guess. We're going to go out and we're going to take over a little area of land and we're going to put some walls up and we're going to defend it. Something like that, open world, would make that game freaking awesome. I'd play it all the time. But
Yeah, that's asking too much from it. Just have what they announced, have that work is probably enough.
well, the problem
Yeah.
is like it's what you end up in is that rotation of PlanetSide 2, where you go get, or Guild Wars 2 open world PvP, where you go, we get this, we get this, we get this. And
But
now
the
this
difference
is
there
taken
is
back.
the main objective was actually capturing. This, you got to hold it so you can thump. I think that's two differences.
Yeah,
No,
it
it's
was-
the same thing as those games. Like in PlanetSide 2, the idea is to leave some people there to hold the base, but it never works that way because everyone's trying
Yeah.
to get the XP and it's just a swarm. It's just a swarm.
It's just a Zerg going around in a circle.
It's
That's
like
all it
watching
was. Yeah.
7-year-olds play soccer. They just chase the, you know, it's just,
I did it Guild Wars 2, and it's awful.
yeah. So anyway,
I played a lot of Guild Wars too.
but I ain't knocking the game because I think that there's, I mean, as far as the mechanics, the combat and the aesthetics of the game is pretty spot on. I mean, I think it's great. You know, it's just
work.
it just needs, you need something to do. You need some sand in that box.
They added raids too, right?
They did add raids, and that is something that I can say I haven't done. You actually have to, in the raid, you have to kind of, you have to go out and build, you have to get high enough level of crafting of some things to make these devices to get into the, once you're in the raid, to kill them all. I don't know. Haven't figured that out because I lost interest in progressing because, you know, there wasn't anything to progress. You know, all I could do is keep questing.
Exactly.
I thought I hit level 40 and then I'm going to start tweaking my character, start grinding gear, but it really didn't seem like that was ready for me to be 40. And obviously we were some of the first people to hit 40. So
I don't know how y'all hit 40. I got bored at 16.
got
I don't
bored,
know.
Like 2 years ago with the game, and it's not even installed. I haven't even bothered with it.
I think that the game is one of those games that plays way different with different classes. Like some classes, I don't know, like Quint, what you're saying is exactly true. Because as soon as I hit level 40 and when we did have PvP confrontations, I was like, dude, I want to be a sniper. So I got a sniper and I started leveling and I go, I don't want to be a sniper
Yeah,
until
it's
level
hard,
40.
man. It's
Yeah.
hard. You got to be in a group to level that guy up almost. I mean, you can't do it. It's just a trudge. It's like slow.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, that being said, you know, there was another class that was the recluse class, which was, it was in the healer category kind of, but they don't call it a healer. They call it
Was it kind of like the
biotech.
Yeah, biotech. Yeah.
And those things just were
I
limited.
made one of those. Biotech's are pretty good.
So I was getting owned by those because they shoot this this poison that, I don't know. They just,
Poison. Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully they, you know, I haven't played in like a month, so they probably worked out some of these kinks. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's Firefall. We don't have to talk about it anymore.
okay, well, yeah. So that and like I said, because I haven't been on much of an online game kick at all. I kind of got this weird urge to go back and play through Final Fantasy VIII, which is probably the Final Fantasy you were talking about when you said that, like, it was just like a mopey story and it was like so sappy. It is.
I hate that game.
Oh my god,
I hate 8.
I love 8, but at the same time, the main character for 8 is the biggest emo. Just it's
Is
so
it a
frustrating.
kid? Is it a boy who looks like a girl?
Maybe.
Probably that's how they
That's
do it
all
over
of them.
there.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
That's anime in
Yeah.
general, right?
Yeah. So I was playing through that, having a good time, and then I was like, man, I kind of want to get back and play a little bit of online game and get ready for ArcheAge. And I was like, well, I'll go check out Final Fantasy 14 again because they're having the year anniversary. There's some cool stuff going on. So
I got in there for a little bit of that.
yeah, I did that just a few days ago, and I've been enjoying the hell out of that game again. I'm not really playing multiplayer more than I have to because I'm still kind of iffy about it right now.
I saw your fat chocobo.
Yeah, that's awesome mount. I don't know what it came from. I don't know if it's the anniversary mount or if it's like time, like veteran reward. I don't know, but it's giant fat bird that you can ride around on. But I just been playing the story, Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just been playing through the story like single player and do a dungeon when I gotta to progress through the story.
I did a level 20 dungeon. I needed it to work up the tier. The game like sends you to dungeons all the time.
Yeah.
So you get some dungeons for the single player like story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have to work up through the factions, the 3 factions, you know. And so I'm going on my kill quest, and like half of the stuff on the quest were in a dungeon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had to queue up and do a like level 20 dungeon, and I'm 35, something like that.
Yeah, well, the good thing about it is that it has a good level syncing system, and
Right.
you still get good rewards for going down and doing the lower level stuff too.
I just like they find reasons to like get people in these lower level dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
yeah,
they got houses in that game now, and guild houses, and they've got farming. You do farming on the guild houses, I guess. But no, that's all I've been up to. Oh, actually, no, I've been playing some Diablo 3. So got that on the PS4 and just enjoying the hell out of that too. Although I haven't had a lot of time
Diablo
to play.
3 on PS4, really?
It's
You don't-
yeah. I'm
awesome.
curious like how it is on the PS4.
I'll give you like a gold piece.
No. Dude, I have like a level 70 Hardcore Crusader on the PC, but
I've got a level 70 Witch Doctor hardcore on the PS4.
it's awesome, man.
Dude,
already?
I'm telling you, yeah, I've got that, and I've got a level 50, whatever, the archery demon hunter, and I lost my other hardcore.
Oh, Invader.
Yeah.
So
No, dude, Wretched, trust me, PlayStation 4 is the way to play Diablo.
it's awesome, and you know what?
Oh, I did.
Ow,
It's so
ow.
awesome, man.
It's just the
I
way it
haven't played
plays.
that's falling off. I'm excited.
I haven't played on the PC since I got on the PS4. The only problem with it is that it's on the older patch where it still takes 5 rifts, whatever things to go into a rift.
So I've got a plan. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation Vita. Because with a PlayStation Vita, you can sit in your bed and play Diablo 3.
I got you one better. They're coming out with the PlayStation TV for $100. It's like a Roku that you can, so I'm going to put that in my bedroom and I'll be able to play Diablo.
No, but cool it. You could take your PlayStation Vita to work and play off of your console while you're at your desk on lunch.
I don't know. I don't think hardcore works out well that way.
I've heard it plays really well, and not only that, but I'd be able to play Final Fantasy 14 on there because I have it on the PlayStation 4 as well, and I heard it plays pretty good on the Vita, just for dinking around if you want to do crafting and stuff. So
Yeah, when I do buy the PS4, I'll be getting Final Fantasy 14 on it.
Yeah.
And
It's
with
I
the tail
just
span
thought
to buying
about
a
it.
Vita.
I'm thinking about maybe when
why.
ESO comes out on it, I might go that route. But
wait, what comes out?
Elder Scrolls Online?
Really? It's coming out on PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not on there?
Explains everything.
Not
Explains
yet.
why the game
Oh,
You
that's
were
sucks.
right.
supposed-
They pushed back all the console release. I forgot about that.
right.
So I think, and let's just do a little bit of guesswork here. Maybe they pushed it back because it wasn't received as well as they thought, and maybe they say, okay, we're going to get our nut off the consoles, which they may very well be because there's a lot of Elder Scroll fans
Yeah.
who have consoles. But back to Diablo 3 real quick. Dude, that game plays. I've never been a console player. That is the better way to play Diablo 3.
What makes
It's just so easy to play. You
The
just
way
sit
it
on the
plays.
couch, and the controls are tight.
It
I don't
makes
know,
it
man.
makes you realize like how sort of just awkward the mouse is in the situation when you're sitting there with a controller and you know the left stick moves the guy around, the right stick is a dodge roll button.
Because it's not a point and click game anymore.
Yeah,
it's
Dodge
a
roll
action
button?
game.
What is what?
Yeah,
Dodge and roll?
you
So
dodge
the
roll.
little stick on the right, you hit that and the guy rolls.
It's
and
it's like playing
Wow.
Gauntlet or something, you know, like back we played Gauntlet
Yeah.
64.
I
Yeah,
remember
there's something
that,
to
yeah.
say for a good couch game.
And this is a good couch because bottom line is, and I've said this before, the competition for my attention on the PC is going to go to an MMO. So Diablo always caught the back burner, but sitting on the couch, like I get up every morning now and I do like the exercise bike for a half hour to an hour playing Diablo 3.
Oh, you found
It
your
goes
exercise bike
fucking
game finally, huh?
Yeah. So
There we
no,
go.
I mean, I like I said, I'm not a console gamer, but Diablo 3 is awesome on the PS4, and I'm sure it's very similar on the other.
On Xbox.
This,
Yeah.
this reminds me, I've been playing a crap load of World of Tanks,
Oh, that's right. You have.
and not on the computer. I'm
Oh,
playing on the Xbox 360,
It's on the Xbox.
Well, I forgot they
Is
put it on there.
Platform?
and it's not. It's in its own ecoverse, whatever ecosystem. But I've been playing on the Xbox solely because I can play it in bed for an hour before night. So I stop gaming on the computer. I go to bed and I play. I kill.
So
a couple
they have-
tanks, fall
They
asleep.
have War of Thunder as a free game on the PlayStation 4, and I went through the
That's similar.
tutorial. Yeah, I don't know. It's
The
just not
tank
my.
game, Tanks are a little more arcadey and fun in World of Tanks, but it's good in War Thunder.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, if anyone out there is playing PlayStation 4 Diablo 3, look me up. Sandbox Podcast is my PlayStation ID or whatever. But it's fun. And the other cool thing,
My point real quick was it's superior on the computer in every way, but because it's fun on the couch, I play it way more on the
Just
Xbox.
pull your couch up to your computer desk. Problem solved.
I need a better chair, huh?
I like being in the front room more. So playing Diablo, having some games out there is cool, like to get out of the office once in a while. But so Diablo 3, let's go back to Diablo 3. One other cool thing is every once in a while. So I've got Quint and Dave Belcher, the guy from anyway. Those are the two guys I have on my friends list. So it's my only two friends on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's funny. You guys are my only two friends too. So actually, I have one other. But.
So every once in a while,
I need to go buy one then, huh?
Yeah, you should, man. Every once in a while, Diablo 3, they give you. I get a drop that says "gift for Quint," and there's a mailbox. So you don't have to go to the mailbox, but I just go and I click on it, and it sends it to him, and he gets a legendary item out of it.
Yeah,
So
That's pretty cool. I have to admit, they did change the game a lot since release, and
It's
most
awesome,
of
isn't
it's
it?
for the better.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
the other
spent
cool
a
thing
lot.
is on the PlayStation, and I don't know if it works this way, and I can't wait for you to find out because I did lose a hardcore character the other day. So whatever mob killed me is now going to show up as a nemesis in his game.
In my game?
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's pretty
Be
cool.
careful though, because it was like I don't know. I think it wasn't Torment. It was like a master, like blue boss who just
What level?
What? 70.
Oh god, I'm gonna be running around like level 15 and just.
I don't know how it
stomped.
works, but yeah, no, I leveled in 2 sittings. I leveled to 70 on one of those guys from 0.
Yeah, it
I
goes,
didn't have
it
any
goes
gems
pretty
or anything.
fast.
I've got it kind of figured out because I'm going to level a 70 on hardcore on every class, so I can unlock. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you're getting crazy. You're talking
Yeah.
crazy talk with this. Going
No,
for
no,
platinum,
because-
right?
because I can get
Did your 4-year-old ever play it?
I let him look at it. He's like, Legos is his thing. But so I got a little system where if I take, so as soon as you get a helmet with a socket, you put like your level 70 best ruby in it, and
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
hitting levels like this, man.
Dude,
It's like,
what is it like? It was like 20% experience, or is it 30?
So I've got like about 3 items. It's like 20. So I level like at least once every. Well, it depends on what level. At least in like the 30s, I hit a level like every. You have 5. What are they called? Bounties. Every bounty I hit a level. So I'll level like
Wow,
10
nice.
levels. So I'm gonna probably get all those to 70 in no time. But man, that game is they've got that game dialed.
They've got it. It's pretty good. Like I haven't even played Path of Exile because I don't know. Path of Exile is more hardcore because
I thought Path of Exile was better until they put the expansion out. Now
Yeah,
Diablo
so-
3 is just so polished. There's so
It's-
many
yeah.
little things in those drops. Like there's drops you can get that do just crazy stuff, you know?
Mhm.
Like I got a drop the other on one of these lower level characters that made so none of my gear breaks. And then I got another drop that that is actually good for hardcore. It's a pair of shoulders that if you die, you come back to life for, you know, but it's got a long reset. So that's pretty good
Yeah,
for
you
hardcore.
could save that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Combine that with the monk ability, that would be pretty
Witch
badass.
Doctor. So when I was leveling my Witch Doctors, like I first got it, and because, you know, I've opened up hardcore, I've got like hardcore level 70s on the computer. So I got it. I've got nothing. I've got no gems. I've got no stash. So I have to unlock the campaign.
Mhm.
So I roll a Witch Doctor, just do the whole campaign on normal, and I'm almost to 70. I'm level 65 and a half, and I die. But the Witch Doctor has that passive that brings you back up to life with a little bit of health. I got back up to life and I took off. And then I was playing another character, and so if you're on single player and you hit the inventory screen, it pauses the game. So I was on single player, and it was a demon hunter. I would have died. It's hardcore, so it would have been deleted. But I was there. I was in a corner. There's mobs all around me. My potion was on
On cooldown.
cooldown, and I was like my whole screen was flashing. So I just hit inventory and I closed out of the game, and I got back in the game and I was back in town alive. So I was like,
That's the thing. Like in Path of Exile, if that happens, just escape, quit, and you're out of the game like that.
so I lost my hardcore in Path of Exile on a boss. You know, like Path of Exile, you
Yeah.
have to level, you have to rerun things before you do the boss. In
Yeah,
Diablo,
yeah,
you don't
definitely.
have to do that. You just have to, you know, you just play it on normal. I mean,
Yeah, I think Path of Exile is good because it's more of an old school, kind of harder experience. But
Yeah.
Diablo 3 is just more about fun.
It's more fun.
almost.
there's this other
Yeah.
game I bought, and it was made. You ever play Titan Quest?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So
Good game.
I bought this. A lot of people
Oh,
like Titan.
Grimlands.
Grim Dawn.
Grim Dawn, that's what it was. Yeah, how was that? I almost bought that game.
I've got it. It's still a little new, and I haven't really been playing it much because of Diablo. I mean, I'm gonna go through my game list. Okay, first of all, I played Firefall. I already talked about that. Played all the way to the end game, and then I started another character, and I don't know. I just one day said, "Nope, done, done for now." See, done for now. And then I started playing Darkfall again.
Oh, yeah, I went in
crap.
that with you too.
Yeah, you were there?
Darkfall. Okay, so
Wait.
how was that game? I
Dude,
remember. I didn't.
Darkfall is freaking awesome. Do you remember the day that you figured out that you can open up elective mode in Diablo? Because I didn't know it
knew
for a
that from
long
the
time.
beginning. I know that from the beginning, dude.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why by default that's not open. I had my
Right.
first. I mean, I already beat Diablo. I didn't know about elective mode until the expansion. And I went back to the game.
Wow,
Quit
really?
goes, no, dude, you can do this. I was like, what? No, but
Yeah, dude.
But so imagine elective mode in Darkfall. So now you can take different skills from the different classes in Darkfall. Not to mention,
Yeah, it's no longer a class-based game. It's a deck-building game kind of now.
right,
Right.
which is better.
It's better.
And
That's
not only that, but you can also assign, like let's say that I want to, well, you can assign strength to cloth, for instance. So now your cloth, I don't know. Does that make sense to you?
Kind of.
Well,
So
if
you
your
wanna-
main stat is strength, if you want your main stat to be strength, but you like the side benefits that say this cloth gives you for regen or whatever, you could put strength on cloth, and now you wear cloth, and it gives you bonus to strength plus your regen.
I guess it would make more sense to say you could put intelligence on plate or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
so they added that. They've also made you can get a lot more prowess now. Before it was kind of, I don't know. They've
Well, they added in their daily and weeklies
right.
for
So
prowess.
there's a lot of the quests that you can redo daily or weekly. They give you a decent amount of prowess. There's a lot of naval stuff going on, I see, with the scrapers and the mostly just the scrapers, because you go out and you scrape and you get a bunch of old armor, and then you take it and you salvage it, and then you can build stuff. It's way more useful to go out and kill things and salvage it than to go out and chop a stone right now. And
That's
there-
kind of cool. I'm glad they
catapults.
changed that because how's the PvP? Is it still just like max everything?
I don't know. I can't really
Yeah.
speak on that right now. But they're adding all this siege stuff too. So they're gonna add those catapults that take like 4 people to operate.
I think those are
Wow,
in.
that's cool.
Yeah, I think they're in too, but I haven't messed with them. Trebuchets, and then they're gonna add those ladders where a bunch of people, like remember Witcher 2 at the beginning of Witcher 2? They're gonna add those ladders into the
Like siege towers?
Yeah. So
yeah, that's
so anyway,
cool.
so we're playing Mortal, having a blast. I mean Darkfall, and then we get back into Mortal, and I don't know, man. It's like Darkfall and Mortal.
Yeah.
Like I'm
How is Mortal? Let's talk about Mortal, dude. I haven't
Dude.
played that game in a long time.
Mortal is the best MMO ever. I'm saying
Ever.
it right
Okay.
now. It's
So,
surpassed Diablo 1. I mean, I've Darkfall 1 in my scale of best MMOs. Fucking
All right, cool. So I heard that they redid like the character
Yeah, the
animations
characters
and
look better.
textures and stuff.
They added some dyes that look a little bit out of place.
Everything's better, and it's still awful.
They added a lot of
So
really
it's like here's good, and it went from bad, and it got like here. You know.
Okay, so Nate bought Sims 4. Let me remind everyone of that. So let me.
I played every one of these hardcore games as much. as
I know
did.
you have. I know you have. So there's a lot of really deep stuff. So they opened up Tindrum. Did you remember that big city that you
yeah,
could
yeah, and
get
then
into?
there's nothing in it at
Oh
all.
no, it's a city now. There's all kinds of new stuff going on.
Syndrome is very cool.
So there's like not the last time we played, the time before that, Quentin and I. So I created my mage. I've turned him into a dominator, which means I have to get all these crazy skills. And one of the ways but you can't buy these skill books with gold. You have to trade nobleman heads for it. So what we had to do, but you have to kill them in town, and then you have to somehow transport them to your bank or to the merchant.
It's crazy.
The problem is that if you kill them in town, the guards will kill you.
Right.
So what we'd have to do
Or
is
if you have the head in your bag, the guards will kill you.
right.
So
So,
there's like a
Wow.
check for if you have an illegal
Right,
item
so-
on.
Yeah.
and there's some skill you can get that makes it easier for you to hide that head. So what we did
Smuggling
was
type of thing?
we had like 4 accounts going to do this. Like Quint was like gonna kill the guy for me. He was gonna pick it up. The guard was gonna kill him and drop it, and then I was gonna get the bow that was expensive that he had to use to kill it, and the head off of Quint with my alt, and then have another guy in case that guy got killed. And it was just this elaborate thing that
Each head took like 45 minutes of just
And we did-
planning and waiting for
Yeah.
pathing and like.
and I think I needed like 10 or 20 of them. Finally,
Yeah.
I just someone sold me one, but it was cool like in the process. So now I can go out and dominate a Minotaur. You know what a Minotaur, obviously, and they're these badass things that now So the difference between dominating and taming is, like, you tame something, you're like, oh, come here, good boy, I'm your friend. Dominating, you're like, come here, motherfucker, So the difference
so you just
is
swear is
that-
all,
no, it
okay.
doesn't. The difference is that I can't dominated creatures. I can't give. You can't trade, but tame creatures you can trade. So
And you can get creatures that I can't get. I was making a tamer.
yeah,
It's like you get a spider. I can't tame a spider.
right. So some things can only be dominated, like
Okay.
spiders and those crazy.
Dominic get anything a tamer can get.
Yeah, but they can't hand it out. So okay, so there's all kinds of these new systems in there. The game's really cool. So what they're adding is territory control. They're opening up another continent. Remember when we
Okay.
were all following Dawntide, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys ever read the territory control part
Yes.
of Dawntide.
No, I read all of Dawntide. I was really excited for that game.
That's
refresh
when we
my
met,
memory.
Nate.
Yeah.
I remember, do you remember when we built the
Oh
boat?
shit! Yeah.
I built that boat. Everyone got on the boat,
Oh
and
my
I started
God.
driving, and everyone just like, "Here's the boat," and the boat left, and everyone fell in the water. But
That game had whatever happened to that game?
remember we interviewed that dude too.
Mhm.
It went under, man. The guy's name was Wiz, I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
so remember the territory control in that. It's like, okay, well, we're going to get this little city, this little village, and we're going to add like this building because it's going to give us this and this.
Right.
And you're going to be able to add different guards depending on the size of your guild, and they're adding all this stuff so you can, but you're going to be able to place like, okay, here's a post, and then we're going to put a wall. So it's not going to be like this pre.
Not what it is now. Like
No.
Okay,
It's
that's
going to be
cool.
a more open building thing. And
Yeah, because now you have to go to specific spots in Mortal to put your area down. And this new continent, you can go anywhere.
so not only that, but so this is the new patch, and it's like days or weeks away. It's ready. The thing that they're adding
Yeah.
after what?
Broken. It's gonna be broken for the next like 2-3 years
Right,
though.
it is.
So
Clean. Dishwasher's clean in my house. Everyone can know that. So what they're adding next is they're going to add like, and don't quote me on this, but they're adding like 10, 12 schools of magic, and they're adding a lot of fluff magic. Like just, I don't know, man.
So they're trying to go
It's
for
gonna be-
Steam.
it's-
Because our next big thing is the Steam launch.
Right,
Before
so
Steam
territory
launch is
control-
Territory Control, then Magic, then Steam.
I want it to work, but I doubt it. I doubt
Or is
it's
it
gonna work.
TC, Steam, then Magic? It's something like in that order.
I think they'll do it. It's just going to take time.
It's gonna be broke as fuck because everything that they come out with is broke as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing,
Okay,
though.
we'll be an ArcheAge.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, it's going to be broke, but this is all we got. You know what I mean? I mean, we could talk about
Mhm.
ArcheAge, but this is the closest to unless you want to play Eve, which I don't, even though I did play a little bit. But I mean, this is, Darkfall Immortal is for me what we got. We got, games coming in the future. Who knows? Who knows if they're ever going to come out. But we do have Mortal, we do have Darkfall, we have Eve. This is all we got. So ArcheAge enrolls ArcheAge, Johnny come lately. I spent out, like Quint said, so our first podcast was over 3 years ago. We talked about ArcheAge on our first podcast.
Yeah, it was on our most anticipated games.
Right. And
Right? Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to playing ArcheAge. I already hit max level in alpha, but there's some problems with it that I see, and you guys can interject if you want.
Well, list those problems.
Okay, the first problem I see is, well, we know there's no loot drop on death or whatever. The PvP,
Yeah.
there was something to the PvP, because you used to have to do those trade ships, right? Trade runs. You still have to do trade runs, but you used to have to kind of like go across. The idea was to have to take a boat across the water for the trade runs, right?
Right.
Now you don't have to do that. Everyone playing is going to do speed runs, and they're going to have the like top of the line ish house in the game 2 hours
Yeah,
after launch.
I could literally get and plant a farmhouse within about an hour and a half.
Right. That's
And
broken.
then make another character and make another one.
So let me tell
and
you.
then claim a huge bunch of land and then just slowly transfer that to large farms.
what
and
you've
have a house
done-
and large
What
farms.
you've done, and some people like this, but what you've done is you've eliminated all that good PvP that was going to happen for people to get that. You're still going to have to go get the mats and whatever, but the bottom
Yeah.
line is, so let's say you're a guy who isn't available the first week,
Yeah, anyone who didn't pre-order is screwed.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we don't know how much space there's going to be and how many spots going to be taken, but where's the initiative? Where's the I always play these games because of the shiny, the thing that's out there, the thing you're looking forward to get, such as a nice dope house, right?
Mhm.
But you're going to already have that within the first 2 hours of playing the game. Like, where's
Well, the nice
carrot
dope
on the
houses
stick?
are 300 to 500 stars. The
The guild
farmhouse
houses.
is the farmhouse
nice
is the
ones,
best
yeah.
house you can get from a speed run.
Right.
Yeah, it's about 50, which is 50 Gilda stars.
Right.
So
Right.
the
And most
nice
people are probably
houses are
perfectly
cost
happy
like
with
200
that.
300. Yeah, I'll be happy with it. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
but
nice.
I mean, it's like so. Okay, so where are you going to put that big house if everyone else has their little cottages all over the freaking place?
There's plots of land.
Huh?
There's plots
Is there?
there's plots of land that only reserved for that type of housing.
Okay, I didn't know. All right,
So
but
the reason why we're getting these speed runs in is that 1.0 was in, and you could do trade runs on the same continent with almost no
For
PvP.
gold only though.
We started playing alpha. You could do with trade ships and farmers and never enter PvP and get tons of Gilda stars. So 1.2 came out. 1.2 came out, and so now you had to go across continent to get Gilda stars unless you get them from the dailies.
that's the way it should be.
So all this backlash happened. Everyone's freaking out over that, and so Tryon was like, "Oh, we got you.
So,
We're
like,
going to give
video
you 50
game
stars
developers-
through questing, so you can get a farmhouse or a ship, and not have to go across continent."
And then you just re-roll another character, and you make another one, and then basically it's turning into fucking Farmville instead
So
of a game.
This
with
resulted from
combat.
player outcry from 1.0 to 1.2 patch.
I
during
wish
alpha.
game developers would realize that people who play games don't know shit about making games. I don't know. This is just
I'm less annoyed with this than you are, because to me it's taken a 2-day window where you're rushing characters to large farms to a 2-hour window.
Yeah.
So
that's-
all the stress of 2 days and playing the specific things at the right time and
It
doing all
shouldn't be
these trade
2
runs.
days either. It should be like you have to be level 30 or level 40 to
You
be able
don't
to
need.
build.
You can reserve a 16 by 16 plot with a large farm on a character.
I'm
So
not
you
saying
do that enough in 2 days. All you're doing is reserving spots.
I know, but what I'm saying is that this should be something that's at the end of the carrot, not the thing you do when you launch the game.
There's a
I
lot in ArcheAge at the end of the carrot.
yeah.
Besides the
Yeah.
house and farm.
Yeah, right.
The house and
Yeah,
farm
growing
gets you to do
geese,
that stuff to the end of it.
growing a goose, making an
Yeah.
omelet, you know,
Yep, that's it.
cutting down a
Trade
tree.
pack.
You know, I
Yep.
mean, I don't know. That's just
You
my,
want to make the best gear in the game, you'll be doing all those things, cutting geese. And
right. No, that's fine. I mean, you know, but I don't know. I guess it's just that they wanted to make a.
If you want I want a fishing boat. I want you to have the galleon, right? And then we need like people to go out
That's a
fishing with us
lot.
and to fight
mean-
with us.
I mean,
To
I'm gonna be there-
those couple of things is a ton of work.
That's a
I
lot of
agree.
work. Yeah.
But I don't know. I just see I'm going to be there, and I'm going to get my stupid little plot of land. Hopefully, I get it where I want it. But it's just it's just how I just feel like the initial what I expected this game to be has changed, and in a way Care Bear way.
Yeah, I mean, in-world housing to me is something that should be something that you really have to strive for and work towards. If in my case, I always kind of go back to my days in Ultima Online. You know, a friend and I played hard for probably like a month, and we got our first tiny little house, man. And we stayed in that house for like probably 2 months and just kept building and building. And finally, I was able to save up enough money to buy a little bit of a bigger house from someone who was selling one in
You
town.
know who's going to have that experience now? The people that start 2 months from now, 1 month from now.
Yeah.
Because they'll have to get enough gold to buy the house from me, who put down an extra plot on day one.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah,
be
that's
right.
true. Yeah.
So
But
I just
I don't
all I know is that here's the problem is like we're not in that crew now. It's like now we're in the beginning. You know, we know that sort of like the veil has been pulled from our eyes, and you can't
The veil's
unsee
way
what
been
you've
pulled.
seen.
yeah, you
because
know what?
That's part of
you
the
start
reason
playing
I
this
have.
game, it's like tons and tons of features.
Yeah.
And then now that we've all hit 50, all those features aren't so new anymore.
That's
Once you
exactly
kinda-
why I stopped playing the alpha. You know, I bought into it, played for 2 weeks, and then it's like I don't want to, because it's a lot of that mystery of the initial launch that's a lot of fun. In my days, when I first got my big house in Ultima, I got a villa, and I worked took me forever to get that house, and that was like sort of like the biggest house before you got into like the towers and stuff. And that was like huge accomplishment. I was like, dude, this is the greatest house ever. And it wasn't that great, but it was like awesome. You know, if I can accomplish something like that in a matter of the first 2
All right,
hours
so what
of
about
the
this?
games.
Star Wars Galaxies.
Mhm.
Probably the best housing. Most people agree.
Yeah, I like Star Wars
I
Galaxy.
internet
Housing.
I
agrees
never
with me.
played that. What
So,
was it? I never played
You
it.
could get housing in that game. I mean, definitely week one.
Well, yeah, that's also I like Star Wars Galaxies, but at the same time that's why I'm a little worried about ArcheAge is the fact that within Star Wars Galaxies, when it first launched, within the first month, I was so wealthy in that game because of my harvesters that there was nothing I couldn't buy, nothing I had no goals to strive for, and I lost interest in the game after the first month, which, it sucks because it was an awesome game, and go back and play the emulator now, and there's a lot of cool little things I didn't experience because, I always like to, strive to get housing or get physical land in a game. Even Vanguard's housing was awesome, and it took a long time to get that.
That reminds me, I found this place on Vanguard. My and my friend Sixter, we got back in Vanguard last year or the year before that. Anyways, so we found this little plot of land. Sick, my friend, he just starts talking to a GM and gets this top tier house for free. Everything, and just boop, there's all the mat.
Oh my
Got
god.
some really bad noise for some reason from somebody.
Yeah, I don't have it. So yeah, I mean that game was they're like, hey, if you're gonna
Yeah.
stay in our game, man, we'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah, basically what it was. We got the biggest house on a nice prime piece of land.
It's too
Completely
bad
for
about
free. Great.
Moment of silence for Vanguard. I really liked that game. Bummer. Shut down.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I mean, I'm not trying to be down on ArcheAge. I just kind of wish they would have taken a little bit more of a hardcore approach to some of the things on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Nate says, there's a ton of stuff that I don't know about. There's a ton of stuff to do. I hear about people I'm gonna get 5 farmhouses the first day. It's like, dude, what game are you playing, man? Go play Sim City or something. I don't know. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, it just
I'll
makes
be
me
having a house and a farm.
it just makes me worried, and it's because I've personally been anticipating the game for so many years. Like we said, we mentioned it as our most anticipated game of the first episode of this podcast. I know it's
Right.
not going to live up to every expectation that I've ever had, and I know I'm going to get bored of it eventually. I'm just hoping it's not going to be within the first month, and I hope
My problem is that as soon as I found out that Mortal was going ArcheAge was going live, I was like, okay, well, I'm not really into playing Mortal now, even though I want to play Mortal more than I want to play ArcheAge, but it's like everyone else can play ArcheAge. It's like, if ArcheAge doesn't get its teeth into me, I'm going right back to Mortal, man. Especially when that territory control comes out. The game is, I don't know, it's more my speed. The other thing that kind of bothers me about ArcheAge is the tab targeting. I mean, there's so many games now that have, even I think Terra has great combat. I think that Elder Scrolls Online was better than what we have now, and same with WildStar. I mean, I didn't like the games, but it's like, God, can't we have the freaking mouse look combat? I don't know, but also, I forgot, lost my train of thought 'cause I was reading the thing. Anyway, ArcheAge combat. It was made a long time ago, so whatever. All right, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of done talking about Firefall. I think we talked enough about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I played a little bit of Elite Dangerous. Anyone else?
No.
That game makes me want to buy a flight stick. That's all there is to it.
Oh, we're back to what games you played.
Yeah.
So you actually got an Elite Dangerous beta,
Yeah.
alpha, whatever?
Yeah. And I played it with my mouse and keyboard. Some people say the controller is good, like the Xbox controller. It's a pretty cool game, man. Can't wait to see what they do, but definitely got to have a flight stick, I think, to play that game properly. Other than that, I played a little bit of Eve, a little bit of Perpetuum, which is ground Eve, and a whole bunch of Diablo 3. So anyway.
Even the dirt.
So being this is our 50th episode, does anyone else have anything to add? Did we cover everything? I just wanted to go around, and I want you guys to give me your top 3 MMOs of all time, off the cuff. Mine are Mortal, Darkfall, and Fallen Earth. Go ahead, Nate.
Okay. I'm going to go with Eve Online, I'll go with Mortal. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, even though I've only gone through the first 2 zones, I'm gonna put the Secret World up there.
Oh wow.
That's be different because
Not
that goes
ArcheAge?
Fallen Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ArcheAge is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Quint?
Ultima Online, EverQuest, and World of Warcraft.
Oh, I go back further, can I? Shit.
Yeah. Could have said Shadowbane.
I'm Worm Online.
Yeah, that's mine.
Take off the Secret World, put on
Worm
Worm
Online.
Online.
I feel like
Alright,
it was
Worm-
more
Worm-
unique.
Worm, Eve, and Mortal. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Not bad.
Mine is a Shadowbane, of course, for the first one. The second one is probably Mortal Online. The third one, I don't know.
You say
man.
Guild Wars 2, I'm going to go right through the screen and rip your face off.
My third top one. I just had it in my head.
Vanguard?
Vanguard.
Age of
maybe,
Conan? Age of Conan would
Maybe
probably be...
ArcheAge, or not Age of Conan. That had a lot of problems, but maybe ArcheAge or Vanguard.
All right, man. All right, well,
Yeah.
that's it for the cast. Thank you, Wretched, for joining us. I hope you come back. I mean, I think the 4-screen works well.
It looks good.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just keep you back as a regular. Anyway,
Boy.
so basically you can find us in the usual spots, www.sandboxpodcast.com. Oh, yeah, by the way, friends of ours at MMO Smack Talk, which is Ryan, who used to do the Vipercast, and our good friend Miguelito from I Hate MMOs, are doing a
That
new cast.
bastard.
That
Oh, yeah,
bastard.
yeah.
They're doing a new cast called Mr. Pod. Check it out. It's good.
Yeah, he actually invited me to do that with them.
Don't.
Well, be a guest or something. Don't.
No, that's a good cast. They talk about a lot of things outside of games, but they also talk about games. A lot of opinion there, which is good. There's enough podcasts to talk about MMO news, so it's nice to have people's opinions versus news. You can find us on Twitter at Sandbox Podcast or at Nate Ryle or at Sandbox Quint. Oh, by the way, I was listening to the Diablo podcast, and they're like, "Oh, I got to." and they had. Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I heard it.
There was a voicemail from Quint on there. I thought it was kind of funny.
It's on the Diablo
Really?
show, yeah, from Scott Johnson.
They actually had the real guy who played what's
Deckard
his
Cain.
name? Deckard Cain. They had the real actor call into their show. It was kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've had Deadmau5 call into the show too.
They think it's Dead Mouse.
Sounded like him.
They haven't.
Probably just some guy.
No, I don't know because I hear Dead Mouse is a gamer. Anyway, anyway,
Miguelito
so
could do a really good Deckard
Deckard,
Cain.
yeah, he
Yeah.
can. So anyway, so where did I leave off? Twitter, Sandbox Podcast, at Nate Ryle or at Sandbox Quint, or Twitch TV/Sandbox Podcast, or shit, I don't know what else.
I moved my blog to
Something
sort
bullshit.
I hate MMORPGs.com on Mig's site.
All
Okay,
right.
check out Mig's site.
What about
and-
Wretched? Where you at?
Yeah, where you at, Holmes?
Oh God, what is it? Wretched Goober at Twitter. My Twitter is Wretched Goober. I can't stream Twitch anymore. I used to be doing that, but I can't because my internet sucks now.
We can
So
tell.
Twitch is on a hiatus.
So
But I have a Twitter I'd never use. So
we're all gonna play.
Wretched Goober.
We are all gonna play ArcheAge with JFFgaming.com. Is that the? Yeah.
Yeah,
Feel free
yeah.
to go over there and put in an application.
Yeah, I
Trek-
think there's about 40 people gonna be playing.
Nice.
It's gonna be a big
No.
rush.
Trekken
Yes,
is the
the
leader
sword.
over there and a really nice guy.
He's a bastard. Don't listen to him.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.